Jack Stock. Man, just get you ready to go for another game.
Yeah. Off the Rocky River.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode here of Chiefs Chat with the Guys. It's me, I'm Wild Bill, and split screen, we got my buddy Chad. Welcome, Chad. How's it going, my brother?
Well, another loss. 2 out of 3 losses. I feel like every year we go through these phases where we just have no sense of urgency. The score 27-19.
Yeah.
One thing that I know that sometimes why there's no sense of urgency. Guys are tired, whatever, lose focus. I'm not trying to take anything away from the Packers, but the Packers, to me, are not a Super Bowl contender. Were they good? Yeah, they're good at home. They've had some good wins. Lambeau Field is a historical place to play, but that field is crap, man. A lot of our guys got hurt, so I know that we are working on an injury report here. We want to go straight into the injury report because that's going to play an important role into this coming game here against the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've got 8 injuries. 8 players out. We got, let me grab the notebook, bring it a little closer so I can see it a little better. We got McKinnon. He's out with a groin. Nick Bolton, he's out with his wrist. And then we've got, that's 2. We've got 6 more. McKinnon and Bolton, they were both limited practice, and they're already out for this next game. We got Brian Cook. He's out. He was in full practice. Well, all these guys were on full practice, but they're not listed as whether they'll be out or ready for the next game. So we got Brian Cook. He's out, or he was injured bicep. Kadarius Toney, ankle and hip. Rashee Rice, foot. Donovan Smith, neck. L'Jarius Sneed, he's out with the knee, and Sky Moore also bad knee. So that's 8 players. That's a lot. That's a lot to be down and out. That's definitely not going to help us.
Yeah, the most serious because of that crappy field and cheesehead country. They need to do something about that field and try to put a professional field on there. Everybody's slipping and everything else. As Brian Cook twisted his foot. That's probably a serious one. He may be out for the year. Our linebacker, trying to think of his name, Franco or whatever, his middle linebacker, he got a concussion. He's in percussion.
Yeah.
Also, he may miss a game. He may be back, depending on how fast he recovers. And then,
as you're in the protocol, doesn't mean you actually have a concussion, though, right? That's just
I don't know if that means you actually have a concussion or that you have symptoms of it, but you got to go through certain things to say, hey, he's okay, he's out of it.
Yeah. From what I was remembering is that if you're under concussion protocols, that you could have a concussion, but they're gonna act on the side of caution, and
Yeah, I remember when Mahomes in a playoff game like 2 years ago was playing the Browns. He didn't get a concussion; he got choked out. You watch a guy. I thought the guy was doing a jiu-jitsu move on the field and took his jersey and cut off his artery right here. Yeah, he was out for a few seconds. So they took him. Head hunting. Some of these teams are doing. But that's a couple years ago. That same thing. You're right, man. So that makes a lot of sense. If they think it's anything close to that, they're gonna call that
Yeah.
protocol.
And that's fine. The guys, their safety comes first. Their health has got to be a priority. So I'm all for taking care of these guys' health. Because in the end, it's a game. It's not life and death. So it's not like before back in the day when you'd get a concussion and you were back out playing right away, and then you have all sorts of issues later down the road because of too many concussions, and
Yeah.
health is completely gone because and you can't hardly function because you had so much traumatic brain injuries. So and
Yeah.
that's good. I mean, it's needed to change because that was really bad back in the day when these guys were so messed up from these concussions and everything. I remember watching the movie about it, and how they had to change it.
Yeah. Well, it's precautionary because it could cause brain damage and all that if you have too many of them. So,
Yeah.
real concussion. Yeah. So, again, that the field didn't cause that one, but Pacheco, I'm surprised he didn't come out with a big injury. He got all twisted back up, looked like
Man, try to
contortionist
pull
there.
him
I'm
up.
like, holy, you
Yeah,
see
they
that
tried to
one?
pull him up like a reverse taco, man. He was. I don't know how he didn't have strained ab muscles and
So
everything else. I mean, that was a big backward stretch that they did on
see,
him.
I'm leading here with somewhere because of this because he got ejected down the line here,
Yeah.
and they were taking cheap shots at him all game long,
Oh yeah.
pushing his head into the ground on that where he got. But see that's just one of the plays where they're leading up because he was kicking their ass, running up
Yeah.
and down on the field on them, and they were
Yeah.
getting mad, little cheeseheads, and they were taking cheap shots at him, and they bent him up like a pretzel.
There was a
Um,
lot of there was a lot of that movement going on after the play was done. Pushing the guy's face in the turf and a lot
I
of
would have sworn too.
unnecessarily like crawling over people and shoving them down and just a lot of different unnecessary things instead of just getting up and getting off of somebody. They've got to you know make it to where they're stepping on everybody or crawling over them and it would that would have really pissed me off too. That would have really set me off.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the guy that was pushing his head in the ground, nothing was called on him to
Yeah.
start that whole thing. Hey, just because it doesn't start on the, standing up, doesn't mean there's something being done on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're not going to call on the other guy, don't be calling at all. And I'm tired of these non-Chiefs fans saying that we're the only ones that are getting the calls and all this garbage. Give me a break, man. The hands to the face, you know, just all, they're that's fine if you want to be physical, but let both
Yeah.
teams play. You know, just because you don't want the Chiefs to win, and it's obvious these guys get mad. No, they really, and then they get mad. Say the penalty is a penalty. No, it's not. So he got twisted up backwards. We were already had a lot of players hurt.
Yeah.
On the injury report, we had Donovan Smith, offensive tackle, got banged up a little bit. And that field, man, I'd rather, if they're going to have a field like that, I'd rather just take the loss and throw out our reserves, man. Save them. I just don't understand why they don't take care of the field. I don't give a shit if it's frozen or not. You know,
Yeah.
Kansas City gets cold too, and they have one of the best fields. In fact, the guy that does their fields does the Super Bowls. He used to do, Tommy. He's retired now, but he did the Super Bowls. That's how good he does the grass there at Kauffman Stadium.
Yeah.
And Arrowhead. So get a new, somebody that can take care of the grass, man. Same thing in Arizona. Take care of your grass.
Yeah.
I guess you don't give a crap about the players, man. Is there anything that you want to rephrase on here, or anything about the injuries or the ejection on Iso Pacheco?
Well, I mean, with Pacheco, I understand why he retaliated. I really don't think he should have taken that swing. I've got an issue with that. He shouldn't have swung on the guy, but I understand why he did it. So, yeah, he should have gotten a penalty for that. But on the other hand, he shouldn't have had to. It shouldn't have come to that point. The official should have stopped it before it got to that point.
That's my whole thing.
And if they're over here saying that they didn't see that, well, that's a problem, because they missed a bunch during that game. They missed a lot. So
yeah,
that's a problem.
Yeah. Hey, and like I said, it was even before that. Trying to make a guy become a contortionist and all this, trying to break his back, rolling all over like, oh, I can't get up. Come on, I know you want to beat us, but beat us by playing football. If you want to play jiu-jitsu, go to the jiu-jitsu school. So anyways, I understand why he swung on him. And if somebody's shoving my head in the ground, I'm probably going to swing on him too. I'm not going to put up with that crap.
No.
Especially if nobody's going to protect me. I've got to protect me. And hopefully the league looks at this and goes, that guy, find that guy, even though he didn't get it in the game. Find that jerk.
Yeah.
Dirty players, man. I guess the good thing, though, is even it's hard to do a recording or a chat or something like what we like to do on here and get people involved after a loss. It's just so emotional. But I was looking at all the teams that should have won that lost, like the Eagles. Of course, San Francisco's a good team, but you were expecting the Eagles not to get their butt beat. And then the Broncos, I'm glad they lost. And then I didn't think the Bengals were going to win with, Joe Burrow against the Jaguars. So, everybody's lost, more than one game. So, doesn't mean that they're not going to do good in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, what's probably your biggest concern on the team as far as these losses?
Well, I mean, if the more games that we lose, the harder it gets for us to end up at that goal of winning the Super Bowl. I mean, it's still possible, but every time we get take one from the win column, put it in the loss column, it makes it just that much harder to come out on top and win that Super Bowl. I mean, it makes it even harder to get to the Super Bowl. So, because you got to figure, if you're out there, winning, 60% of your games, your guys are going to be getting discouraged. They're going to be getting frustrated. They're going to be, they're going to doubt themselves and have issues. And, on the other hand, when you're winning, then you can get that false sense of, how you can't be beat. And so, on the other hand, on one hand, it's good to lose a couple here and there, but if you lose too many, then you get discouraged, you get frustrated, and it's easier to give up that way. So
it does mess with your momentum. And
yeah,
my honest opinion is this: is that we still have a chance to get the 1 seed, but we got to win it all out. Then we're going to have some couple people lose. Got to have Baltimore lose. Now, if we were tied, now Jacksonville we're tied with, but we beat them earlier this year, so we're ahead of them.
yeah,
And the Dolphins are ahead of us by 1 game. So if we tie the Dolphins, we get home field advantage. The only one we haven't played this year is Baltimore, and they need to lose 1. We just need to get a start on a winning streak here.
yeah.
And you know, speaking of receivers on the offense, again, it's the same problem. These guys, when they do get held, when they do get open, they get held. So, and nothing's called on that. What do you think about the referees this game?
Bloody hell! I mean, we've got our players giving their teammates piggyback rides down the field, and the refs don't call pass interference. You know, the Hail Mary play, Kelsey gets shoved from behind, didn't get a pass interference call.
Yeah.
And I mean, and there was multiple times on both sides that calls weren't called. So I mean, it's not just the Chiefs, it's not just Green Bay, and it's also an issue every game, every team. It's happening throughout the entire NFL.
Right.
And it's going to come to it's getting to a point where the fans are really getting pissed off. And some of the stuff that I was looking at, apparently the referees are only considered a part-time employee of the NFL, and so a lot of them have other jobs besides being a ref. So I think what it's going to have to be is that during the season, these refs are going to have to be full-time employees. When they're not out refereeing on a field, they need to be getting training and classes. They need to watch video. They need to see, hey, look, Mr. Bob, this was your game. You missed this call. You missed this call. You screwed up this call. They need to know every game, just like for the players and the coaching staff. The referees need to be told every game, look, you screwed this up. You did this right. Keep doing this. Stop doing that. That's what they need to do. And this needs to be done league wide, because if it doesn't get changed now, it's just going to keep getting worse, and it's going to keep getting worse. And then everybody's just going to give up on the NFL, and it's going to be it's going to be horrible. And I just, if they let it get too far gone, I don't know how they could save it.
Yeah. Well, that's good information. That's good content there.
Yeah. I mean, it all comes. It's just like with the players and the coaches. It all comes down to training. So, are you gonna want a game that's called properly, called fairly, or are we gonna keep dealing with this?
Right.
And I don't know if the NFL and all these guys are helping the Vegas bookies and all these guys point shaving and all that. I don't know if that's happening. You got to start wondering, with some of these calls, if that might be happening, though. And so, if you don't want everybody thinking that the games are being rigged in favor of all the sports betting apps and the people in Vegas that are running all this stuff, if you don't want everybody thinking that this is all just everybody's on the take, then it needs to get straightened out now before it gets any worse.
And a lot of people have talked to me about the rigging and the point shaving, and people people, relatives, like I said, they're Indianapolis Colts fans.
Yeah.
They say they see this, and they say, this team's going to lose because this team's mad. It's a gift in the NFL because they haven't won in so long, like the Denver Chiefs game. Like the Patrick Mahomes call that was his head out of bounds. Do I think that's a penalty? No, I don't. Do I think he's headed out of bounds? Yes, I do. And do I think he may be headhunting? I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think. Yeah. I mean, I don't mean to interrupt you there, but I mean, Mahomes was going out of bounds, so instead of slamming into him, he could have just put his hands out and try to cushion that hit a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like he put his head down and just barreled into him.
Right.
But
he didn't take it to the ground or nothing.
Yeah. No. Being a quarterback, that was a bit too much. That was a bit more of an excessive hit than what you want to see. But on the other hand, Mahomes was running. He had the ball. He was running. He was going out of bounds, but wasn't out of bounds yet. So it was a fair hit. I mean, you don't want to see you never want to see any player go down, but you never want to see a prize quarterback ever getting hit while they're going out of bounds or as they're going down to slide, and then they get injured and they're out for the next season or two.
Right.
So, Mahomes, he keeps doing what he's going to keep doing, but it's like Coach Reed has said many times before, Mahomes gets caught up and he doesn't slide or he doesn't go out of bounds quick enough because he wants to keep going. He wants to make that extra yardage. He wants to go that extra step or 10, and he doesn't ever want to stop. But that was one of the things that they've worked on him the last couple of years is that it's better to lose a step and go out of bounds than to get that extra step or two and then you're off the field for the rest of the game.
Well, and Mahomes is known for his elusiveness, and sometimes when people chase him, they don't realize that he's a little bit more bigger and faster than what they think he is.
Yeah.
But when you see it, you can see that his toes are clearly heading out of bounds, and he's getting ready to absorb a hit. You can see he's getting ready because he knows he's going to get hit.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that should not have been called like that. But
yeah, that's good stuff there, man. That was one call that probably should have not been called. But however, the PI call that was called and the hands and face that was not called doesn't justify that as a makeup call. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah,
just because we messed up on this call don't mean we call this call. No, man. If it's obvious and the guy's riding his back and the team has a chance to tie it up at the end, then don't give me a crap about the Super Bowl when they held Juju Smith-Schuster twice on one play and say, well, they shouldn't have called it then. The Eagles fans cry, Eagles cry. That's what they were crying about. So don't be crying. Then we have a right to cry. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing: consistency. Like I think that's what you're talking about. It needs to be consistent. You don't let the guys play, let them play.
All exactly. Right? I mean, I don't have any issues with people just letting it play. If you didn't catch it, you didn't catch it. I mean, it happens. We're only human. I mean, seriously, we're always going to miss something. But
now
that's your job. So you got to do your job. It'd be just like me working at the Ford Motor Plant in Kansas City, and I forget to hook up that airbag, and that airbag doesn't deploy when somebody gets in a wreck and it kills them. That's on me. That's my fault. I'm not saying that that's comparable to bad call on an NFL field, but it's screwing up in your job, no matter what it is, there's always consequences.
Well, and I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you why I'm not as mad. because it's not a playoff game. If that would have been a playoff game, I would have been super pissed.
Well,
So
you should be pissed off whether it's a playoff game or not. But I mean, it because it wasn't a playoff game, it doesn't matter as much, but it still matters.
yeah,
So,
still a
I mean,
sign of times to come. So
yeah,
yeah, it's pretty sad here. Let's see here. Defense was sleeping, man, the whole game. Out of position. I didn't feel like they wanted to be there.
Yeah.
They didn't like the field. They weren't. I think they were making some business decisions out there. I'm not going to get hurt on this, and they still were getting hurt. So we're playing at Arrowhead, Buffalo. And Buffalo's record is not very good this year. However, still have Josh Allen. They still want to beat us. They still play us hard. This is one team that always plays us hard. And so I think this is going to be the key game to the Chiefs season right here. I think because I hate to say it, I don't like Denver. Never did like Denver. I don't want to see Denver win the division. I much rather see the Chargers or something like that. I hate Denver out of everybody in the division, even more than the Raiders. You know.
Yeah.
So the other thing I have on my mind is Travis Kelce. I'm just hoping it's just this year that he's just banged up from the start because he plays some plays. Look, he had a good game. He had some good stats. But he doesn't stay in there that long, it didn't seem. I don't know how many plays he played. It seems like he's out every 2 or 3 plays.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he was out on the field much this last game.
Yeah. I mean, he had like almost 90 yards receiving. So, I don't know, man. I mean, he made some big catches, but hopefully they need to rest him up for the playoffs. See, these guys have a different attitude in the playoffs. They get more excited. This is kind of boring in them. It's like, let's just get through this and get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, the cornerback that intercepted and said he knew what he was going to do by tapping his leg, they need to change up stuff. They need to do new play calling, new signals, try something new.
No. Yeah.
I think that will make a difference if they try something new.
Yeah, they've gotten predictable.
Yeah, there you go. Predictable. They're predictable right now.
It's really aggravating because you want to see them. You want to see them win. You want to see them get ahead, and they keep doing too much of the same crap. And you do it once or twice, it's novelty. You do it half the time, you just expect it. So, it just, yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
You know what play? And I don't know, down on the goal line, what play have they done over and over that was at first successful, but now they know they see it coming? About 2 or 3 yards out, Mahomes does it, and like it almost gets picked up. Like, quit doing that play. You know what play I'm talking about? The shuffle little pass, the little underhand flip pass or whatever that is. Stop doing that. It's they know that it's coming.
Yep.
Even a team like that is a pro team, and they're going to watch film on you, and they're going to figure stuff out. So they act like they win the Super Bowl. That's fine. I don't care until they really do. But anyway,
hit my mic.
Yeah. Anyway, I can't think of anything else except for the keys to the next game.
Yeah.
All right. And the keys to the next game is wake up defense. All right. Play with more intensity and more urgency. Offense, keep running that ball. Andy Reid needs to take out some of these receivers, put new ones in, and just stick with certain receivers. Quit flipping these guys in and out.
Yeah.
And watch your penalties, man. You know?
Yeah, penalties are killer. I mean, penalties are too much.
That long pass that Jordan Love did, he just threw up a prayer. Like 9 out of 10 times, he's not going to hit that. That's just luck. I mean, yeah, they all got skill, but like he's going back, looking up in the sky, praying, and it goes through 3 defenders' hands. I mean, come on. Sometimes you just get lucky.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good as far as that, and as far as talking about the Broncos and the Bills, our 425 gang. Subscribe, like, help us get our community to grow here. Again, want to start doing some live chats. We're still working on getting a third person here. Everybody's work schedule is different, so that's what makes it hard. But we're working on it.
We're trying to get there. Well, we haven't gone through our picks yet.
Yeah, we're not doing it. Yeah, I was just going to say we're going to do our picks. So, again, subscribe, like, and then we'll the Buffalo game. I believe that we're back at home. This is the game to get back on track. All right, let's do our picks. Last week picks. Let's start out with those.
Last week, okay. So these are the second team is where the game was held at. So 30th, we had Seahawks at Dallas, 35-41 Dallas. Dallas won by 6.
Okay, yeah, we both got that. We both picked the Cowboys.
All right. Okay, and then we got Chargers and the Patriots. That was a really low scoring game. We got Chargers 6-0.
Baseball score.
We both
picked the Chargers, so we got that one.
Excellent. Got that one. Okay, now we got Detroit Lions. They won against New Orleans 33-28.
Yeah, okay, we both picked the Lions.
Even better. All right. So, okay, next one, we've got Atlanta Falcons. They came out on top 13-8 against the New York Jets.
Okay, I picked the Falcons, you picked the Jets.
Oh, I missed that one. Okay. Next one, we got Arizona Cardinals. They were 24 to Pittsburgh Steelers 10.
So that was a real shocker. I mean, we both lost that one. We both picked Pittsburgh.
Wah, wah.
During that pick, the Cardinals are a funny team, man.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, this one was a pretty good high-scoring game. We got Indiana Colts 31-28 against Tennessee. Colts came out on top in overtime.
Okay, we both picked the Colts.
Excellent. And this one here, this one was a blowout here. This one, we got Miami Dolphins 45-15 against Washington. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, we both picked the Dolphins. So
that was tough.
Yeah.
So, and then we got the Denver Jackasses that lost 17-22 against Houston.
Give me a yay on that. Give me a yay on the board.
Yep.
Good. Donkeys. Good. We both picked. We both picked Houston.
So I was thinking. And then, all right, next game we got Carolina Panthers. They went down 18-21 against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay came out on top.
We both picked Tampa.
Excellent. And this one here was a pretty good high scoring game too. Cleveland Browns lost 19-36 against the Rams.
Well, we both picked the Browns, and I'm done picking the Browns. I think they've lost it.
Wow.
The Browns.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Wow. So okay, next one we got San Francisco. They won this one 42-19 against the Eagles.
All right. Well, I picked the 49ers, and you
Ouch.
picked the Eagles on that.
Ouch.
But you know, it wouldn't surprise me either way on that one.
Yep. Yep. And then the next crappy game was the Chiefs 19 to Green Bay 27.
Well, I picked the referees on that one,
Yeah.
and I won. Okay.
That was brutal. Okay, so we got the Bengals. They came out on top 34-31 against the Jaguars in overtime.
Yeah, we both picked Jacksonville, and we lost that one.
Oh, come on now. All right. Well, let's see.
Okay,
Here.
so
Now, yep.
So I got two more right than you, but I mean, basically we pretty much got the same amount, except
Yeah.
as far as wins and losses on that, we're doing better.
Yeah.
But I think you did. It's like 2 or 3 compared to that.
Yeah.
Every week.
Okay.
We're going on next week here.
This is next week. Okay. So listen here. This is Thursday night game. New England Patriots are. What's that?
Go ahead.
No, we got the Patriots against Pittsburgh Steelers. Patriots.
Go ahead.
Patriots are 2-10. Pittsburgh is 7-5. I mean, the Patriots just aren't. They're just not doing it this year. I mean, their defense is ranked number 8, so you'd think that they'd be doing a little bit better, but yeah, that's not looking too good for them. So I definitely got to go Pittsburgh over Patriots.
And here we go. Here's a pen right here. Let's say my pen ran out.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm going Pittsburgh too. On to the next.
Okay, let's go back. All right, next one we've got Tampa Bay against the Falcons.
Go for the Falcons on this.
I mean, they're both pretty close. I mean, Tampa Bay's 5-7, and the Falcons are 6-6. So, I mean, they're going to be pretty close. And the last time they played was in October 22nd, and Falcons won 16-13. So, I mean, I figure this one's going to be another really close game that could go either way.
Yeah.
You said you're going for the Falcons?
Yes.
I'll go ahead and go for Tampa Bay this time because it's going to be a really, really close game. And I don't know, Tampa Bay just might come out. Now it's 50-50. So, okay, next one is the Chargers versus Baltimore Ravens. Or the LA Rams. Sorry. The Rams are 6-6, and Baltimore is 9-3. So yeah, with a number 7 offense and number 2 defense and first in rushing, I think I'm gonna have to go Baltimore on that one.
Well, I'm going for the Baltimore Ravens too. I'm hoping they'll lose because of number one seed, but I don't see them losing to the Rams.
No, not this time. I mean, unless something drastic happens, I don't see it. All right, then we've got the Lions and the Bears. Okay, Detroit Lions are 9-3, and the Chicago Bears are 4-8. So yeah, definitely got to go with the Lions on this one.
Me too, Lions.
Okay, now we've got the Colts and the Bengals. And let's see here. We've got Indianapolis Colts are 7-5, and the Bengals are 6-6. So yeah, I think that one's probably going to be another close game. Yeah, last time they played was October 2020, and Colts won that one 31-27. So that was a close game then too. I'm kind of
Going Colts.
I'm kind of tossed on this one. I don't know. I'm just thinking that the Bengals just might be able to pull this one off. I just don't know. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to go Colts on this one.
Me too. I already got Colts down.
Yep.
Oh,
All
Colts
right.
not
So
out of the playoffs. So here we go.
yep. Now we got Jaguar against the Browns. Jacksonville Jaguars are 8-4, and the Cleveland Browns are 7-5. And I think I got to go Jacksonville on that one.
I think Jacksonville's quarterback is out for this game. I think he got hurt. But the Browns are they're not very consistent. I got to go for Jacksonville.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. We got the Panthers versus New Orleans Saints. Panthers are 11-1, and New Orleans is 5-7. So yeah, I definitely got to go with New Orleans.
Yeah. Going with the Saints.
I just don't see the Panthers coming out on top of that one at all.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be even that close. All right. And then we've got Houston. They are 7-5, and New York Jets that are 4-8. So yeah, got to go Houston. I mean, they're 6th in the offense, 2nd in passing. I got to take them.
I got to take Houston in as well. They're up and coming team.
All right, now we got the Vikings versus the Raiders. Let's see here. Minnesota Vikings are 6-6, and the Raiders are 5-7. Somebody was making a comment on this one earlier on Facebook, and I was kind of tossed on whether who I thought was going to come out on top of this one. I mean, when you're looking at the stats, Vikings just look better. Their offense is 11th versus 29th, 13th versus 26th versus 21st. So I mean, I just think the Vikings are coming out way ahead on the numbers than the Raiders. So I think I've got to go with the Vikings. I mean,
yeah, I'm going with the Vikings. I don't like the Raiders anyway.
yeah, I've never been a fan of them. All right, this one here we have got Seattle 6-6, and they are 6-6 for the season. We got San Francisco 49ers 9-3. So I think I've got to go San Francisco. I just don't think Seattle's going to pull that one out. I think it's got to be San Francisco on that one.
Right now, the top team is to me is San Francisco. They're the team to beat.
Yeah.
As long as you're in the top five, you always have a chance. Chiefs are in the top five. I'm going to go for San Francisco. San Francisco Eagles. Let's see, and then Baltimore and Chiefs. I think that's how that goes.
Yeah. So, all right, next game we got Buffalo. They're 6-6 against the Chiefs, 8-4. So this was a game that was moved from Monday. Is that right?
No, that's the Cincinnati one.
Okay. All right. Well, this one is Sunday afternoon at 3:25. So I'll definitely be ready for that one. But yeah, Buffalo is 6-6. KC is 8-4. I mean, I got to go for my Chiefs. I've got to go for it.
Yeah, me too. And we're playing at home, and we should be pissed off.
All right, now we've got Denver Broncos versus the Chargers. They're at the Chargers, so they don't have home field advantage. Denver is 6-6. Chargers are 5-7. I just think this one is going to be a closer game. Because they usually are pretty close when they play. Chargers and Broncos last played January of 23, and that game was the Broncos won that one 31-28. I would love to see the Chargers win this one. I just don't know if they're going to be able to pull it off. I'm still going to go with the Chargers. I got to go from the Chargers. I just can't. I can't go for the Broncos. No.
I'm going for the Chargers. We need the Chargers to win. Keep the donkeys down. Keep their egos down.
All right, now we got the Eagles versus the Cowboys.
Ooh. I think that's being played in Texas.
Yes, it's in Texas. Philly's 10-2, Dallas is 9-3. So this is going to be a heck of a game to watch. I'm thinking of watching this one. If I'm not going into work, I'm thinking of watching this one because I think this will be a good one if they even have it in our area here. I mean, if you're looking at the offense, defense, passing, and rushing, Cowboys are just killing the Eagles. But I mean, the Eagles are only down one game compared to Dallas. So I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm not an Eagles fan either. But this one I was just kind of 50-50 on also. I think I've got to go Eagles on this one.
Okay, well.
Even though the Cowboys look better, stats wise, because Eagles are 10th in offense, Cowboys are 5th. 22 on defense and 3rd for the Cowboys on defense. Eagles are 13th in passing, Cowboys are 3rd. The Eagles are only one out on rushing. They've got their 9th, and the Cowboys are 11th in rushing. So I just think that the Eagles will probably pull this one out.
All right, I got you down to Eagles. This is a game that could go either way.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick the Cowboys, but however, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles beat them again. The Eagles seem to have their number, but then, I'm just only going because of I think Dallas is due to win.
Yeah.
But again, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles from last week that got embarrassed by the 49ers say, hey, we're not going to be bullied this game. So that may come into play as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a close game. I just have a feeling the Eagles are going to outpace I think they'll pull out the squeaker on that one.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that game then, because this is it's an interesting game. It's one of the better games of the week.
Oh yeah. I mean, you got 2 top-tier teams this season, so I mean that's going to be a heck of a game. They're going to both be fighting, and I just don't know if it's going to be I don't know if it's going to be a high-scoring game or a really low-scoring game because they're going to be stopping the run, stopping the passing, and not letting each other win or get to the end zone.
Yeah. Is that the last game there?
Let me look here. Nope, we got two more. We got Tennessee Titans and the Dolphins.
I'd love to
Let's
see
see.
Tennessee win, but I'm actually saying the Dolphins.
Tennessee is 4-8. Dolphins are 9-3. So yeah, I got to go Dolphins on that one. Titans just haven't done a whole lot this season at all.
No. It'd be cool to see it happen, but I don't think it will.
No. So you going with Dolphins?
I'm going with the Dolphins.
Okay. Here we got Green Bay versus the Giants. Yeah. So Green Bay 6-6. Giants are 4-8.
I hate this because Green Bay's beat the Lions and then they beat the Chiefs. Now they're going to play some pansy team and we're going to go to the Super Bowl. We won 3 in a row. Here we go with that. I have to go with the cheeseheads on that. The Packers.
Yeah, I got to go Packers too. I'm not a Packers fan at all, but I'm gonna have to say I think Packers are gonna get this one. Green Bay's got it.
Hopefully, where are they playing at?
They're playing in New York.
Hopefully, their field's crappy and their people will start falling and twisting their ankles and stuff. Thank you, Packers. Thank you.
No injuries, guys. No injuries.
I'm a little bit more mean than you, Bill.
Oh, I know.
That's the picks for this week.
That's our picks. I think that turned out pretty good. Yeah.
So again, subscribe, like, love, give love signs, peace signs, whatever.
Yep.
Like, get this out there.
Absolutely.
Looking for a third person. Yeah.
Help us get these videos out there, people. Help us share, get us growing. That way we can get some more people in here, help us look even more professional than us looking like shade tree mechanics and
I think we're doing we're a lot more
doing
smooth
good.
than what we used to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I want to get some game clips in here and show actual game footage and, have a couple more people going. But, we're doing good. We're doing good. Just, I just want to look more polished and some guys, some of these guys have a heck of a production team, and we don't have any production team. It's just you and me. So.
Well, we can learn how to do that on a computer where you can bring it up on the screen and they split the screen up and they show, well, this play did this, that. We need to be able to do that. That's kind of cool.
Yep. So, all righty, everybody. Well, thanks once again for joining us with Chiefs Chat with the Guys. We are glad to have you. Thank you so much for coming along with us on this adventure. And, we will talk to you guys hopefully in a few more days, and we'll do another video and just keep her rolling and smashing these out for everybody. So, yep.
Sounds good. Good. We'll see you after the Chiefs game.
Maybe, yeah, absolutely. So, all right, everybody, you all take her easy out there. Be safe. So we can see y'all next time. All right.
Later.
Oh, yeah. All right. Peace out, everybody. See y'all next time.